couple other tools that we want to make sure that you're aware of. The account executive. Your account executive is basically they're your secretary, okay? They're your secretary within the tax club. If you have questions, you need to set up an appointment. You need to find out what a service is. You need to you have a complaint. Maybe you're angry about something. That your account executive is there to take care of that for you. They're there to make sure, again, going back to that philosophy, as a business owner, we want to be as effective and efficient with our time. We don't want to call up and say, well, who am I supposed to be talking to? Well, transfer me to them and spend our time. We want you to be able to call your account executive and say, hey, I want to talk about this, set up the appointment, and then they take care of the rest. So we really encourage you to, if you haven't been introduced to your account executive, make sure, I'm going to put the phone numbers up here in a second, make sure you call them, introduce yourself. And if you really want to be effective with your account executive, have them create a profile on you. Call them up. Tell them what time of day you prefer to be called. Tell them what phone number you prefer to be called on. Let them know that if your mother-in-law answers the phone, you don't want them talking to you. Just kidding, obviously, but let them know a little bit about what type of business you're in, what information you're looking for, what you feel like your strengths are, what you feel like your weaknesses are, so that they can be as effective as possible in gathering information and providing it to you. They work for you, and we want you to remember that. So, use your account executive as much as possible. The next thing is your personal tax team, and as you can see there's 4 phone numbers for the different teams. And I really want to talk about this team concept. I hope that you all take a minute and embrace the tax team concept. It's really the cornerstone. It's what we built the tax club based on. Is that the idea that it's great to have a tax person. Having a tax person is better than figuring it out on your own. But if you could have a tax person or a tax team, we hope you embrace the idea of a tax team. And the reason I say that is that, a lot of local accountants are very good guys, but they're not usually up to date on all of the information. They're not really reading and keeping up with everything that's available to them. Your tax team, that's their sole focus. They're sharing ideas. They're working with literally thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs on a weekly basis, and their idea is that they share information. They're giving it new details. They're constantly updating and giving you more details that are going to help you be more effective and efficient with your time. And so this tax team concept, the idea is that if you do have a question, we don't want you calling up and talking to the only person in the office. We want you talking to the best person in the office. So each time you call up, you may talk to somebody different. And let me give you some examples. Let's say I'm an internet entrepreneur, and I've got a very successful internet business, and it's reached the point that I've decided to take it out of my home, and I'm going to go buy a building, and I'm going to put this new internet business in this building. Well, the minute I've done that, now all the questions up to that point have been internet related, and I've been talking to the people and the team that are mostly internet. But the minute I decide to buy a building, all of a sudden now I'm going to have real estate questions, and that's a whole different team. That's a whole different expert that's going to need to understand and talk to you about real estate. So within your life of your business, you may talk to several different people at the tax club, but that's a good thing because you want to talk to the right person, not the only person. I hope you all embrace that idea. It's really what makes the tax club special and what makes this, what makes this program work. So we hope you embrace that tax team concept. Going back to our subject for today, I'm going to remind you, I'm just about wrapping things up here, so I'm going to remind you of that. If you have questions, hit the Q&A button and let me know what those questions are, okay? The next thing I want to go over is the services offered by the tax club. And again, this gives me a chance to talk about that philosophy the tax club has. And that is, again, going back to you being as effective as possible. Well, folks, guess what? We see your tax returns. We see what small business owners are spending their money on, and sometimes they're spending it on things that are very worthwhile, that are getting them a lot of great success. Sometimes not so much. So what we're trying to do is make sure you're effective. So what we do is we go out and we find these additional services, and then if possible, we bring them in-house where we can control them and make sure that you get the service you deserve and need. If not, then we create a relationship with that company to make sure that they're going to provide the highest quality service possible. So the one thing I want to make sure that you're very clear, all the services I'm going to cover, anything beyond, obviously, the initial tax club membership is absolutely 100% optional. You do not need to participate in any of them. And I'm going to show you examples here in a second of how these services are optional and why you may want to take advantage of them, or maybe why they wouldn't be a good fit for your business. Now let me go through a couple of them. The first one is not on this list, but I want to hit it, and that's tax preparation. Some of you have chosen to have the tax club prepare your taxes. Great. We look forward to earning your business. Those of you who have chosen to stay with maybe your current accountant, you're using us as more an advisory role, great. We look forward to earning your business. We're sure that as we answer questions and help you be more prepared and get you in the position for you to be able to be more successful, you're going to come to us for tax advice or tax information sometime, and eventually you're going to ask us to prepare your taxes, and we look forward to that opportunity. The next one, training seminars. Every month out in our New York City office, up on the 60th floor of the Empire State Building, we do, basically trainings where we bring you into it. And the reason why these workshops are so good is because there's really nothing like a classroom setting. You don't have the distractions of your business and everything else. We know that when you come out there, that's what you're there for. And so it allows us to bring you as a group. As a group of individuals, we are able to spend time with you as a group, cover information that's going to be universal, but then we're also able to break you off one-on-one and have you sit down with your tax professional that is going to break things down, talk to you about what your strengths and weaknesses are, how to improve your weaknesses with your business. The workshops are absolutely incredible. We've literally, I don't think we've ever had a negative response to the workshops. Everybody who's attended has walked away, just overwhelmed with the amount of information and progression that they've been able to make in that 2 days. Now, obviously, some people don't want to come to our New York City office. That's why it's an option. Okay. Some people, just can't afford it. That's why it's an option. But if you can, and if you can get to our New York office, it's certainly, realistically, it's tax deductible. So therefore, nobody should say they can't afford it. But it's tax deductible. It's a very worthwhile opportunity, and it will progress your business in ways you can't imagine.